Good evening. My name is Ashley Liverpool, and I'm a senior at Walnut Hills High School. This next laureate had all the odds stacked against him. He proved that hard work and talent could not only bring home the bacon, but could be useful in selling it as well.
It's an honor to represent Kroger tonight in paying tribute to former President, CEO, and Chairman Joseph B. Hall. Mr. Hall joined the company in 1931. In 1946, he became the fourth president since founder Barney H. Kroger retired in 1928. He remained president for the next 20 years, the longest of any Kroger chief executive officer except for Mr. Kroger himself. According to contemporaries, Joe had the vision, the drive, and the ability at the right place and at the right time.
From an early age, he learned the values of hard work. Born on July 13, 1899 in Harvey, Illinois, his mother rented out several rooms in their small home on the outskirts of town. Name any job, and Joseph Bates Hall did it. He earned money any way he could, carrying out ashes, delivering bread in his wagon, and developing his own newspaper route, all before his high school years. He was blessed with not just motivation, but also initiative and intelligence. When he was very young, he was told to learn to do math in his head because he would do it faster and stand out. He did learn to use his head and to stand out. Joe Hall learned the real estate business from the floors up as he worked at a neighborhood real estate and insurance office before and after school, starting as a floor sweeper and working his way up to do general office work and typing insurance policies. His pay, a grand $6 per week. After he graduated at the top of his class, his experience helped get him his next job at Gordon Strong & Company, a Chicago real estate management firm, as an office boy for $40 per month. There he showed enough potential that the Strong Educational Foundation Loan Scholarship took a chance on 17-year-old Joe B. Hall. He enrolled in the University of Chicago. At school, the slim, athletic young man stood out. One day, as Joe was walking to class, legendary coach Alonzo Staggs spotted him. "You look like a runner," Staggs said to him. "I'd like you to try out for my team." Joe Hall became a 2-year letterman as a hurdler. Hall won the AAU National 440-yard hurdles gold medal in the year after he graduated, running for the Chicago Athletic League. At the same time, he was elected Phi Beta Kappa and chosen a marshal, one of the highest honors an undergraduate can win at the University of Chicago. Within 2 years, he returned to Gordon Strong & Company. Mr. Strong became his mentor and helped him to become an expert in property appraisal. He won appraisal awards at conventions and was one of the founding members of the American Institute of Real Estate Appraisers, his membership number 2. Along the way, he met and married his wife Mildred in 1924 and started his family, which eventually included one daughter, Janice Gale, and 2 sons, Wayne and Joseph Parker. By the age of 32, Joe Hall had advanced to be secretary of the Chicago Mortgage Bankers Association and assistant manager of the real estate department of the Continental Illinois Bank and Trust. And he was about to change his life by joining a Midwestern company called the Kroger Grocery and Baking Company. They needed a general manager in their real estate department to look into their jumble of property leases. Joe Hall's rise at Kroger started when he quickly accomplished his mission of modernizing the company real estate portfolio and became intrigued and excited about retail merchandising. He became the company's highest-paid shelf stocker, potato sorter, lettuce trimmer, and floor sweeper, reverting to his old way for learning, from what he called later, the heart of the business. He learned his new field well and was in rapid succession named St. Louis Division Manager, Eastern Regional Manager, and then Vice President of Manufacturing Operations. Everywhere he took over, he reorganized and streamlined while developing a competent core of executive staff to take over. In 1943, he was elected treasurer, and the next year, vice president. 3 years later, he became president, changed the name of the company to the Kroger Company, and started moving the company in a modern direction. He was one of the first in the industry to establish a profit-sharing and retirement income program for employees. He even took to the streets in a replica of an original horse-drawn delivery wagon to talk to customers door to door in order to find new ways to meet and exceed customer expectations for their local stores. Jake Davis, who served under Joe as an executive vice president and succeeded Joe as president, said of Joe Hall, "He broadened the sights of the company, opening our eyes, extending our vision."
Joe Hall was a remarkable leader at Kroger. He really planted the seeds that made Kroger what it is today. I'll give you some examples. First is, he really put emphasis on Kroger brand. You know, the product you buy in our stores is his Kroger. Second is, he kept our headquarters downtown. And third, he took us from 5,000 small stores to what we have today of 2,500 large stores, big supermarkets. And he's enabled Kroger to grow from $2 billion in sales when he ended as CEO to $76 billion today. All of us at Kroger today have Joe Hall to thank for the remarkable legacy he's left us.
Ever energetic and able to accomplish many things in a short period of time, Joe was involved in numerous other activities. He served as district chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank in Cleveland from 1961 through 1967. Along the way, he found time to co-chair a number of successful United Fund drives, be a member of the Business Advisory Council, and a sub-chairman on the Hoover Commission.
Joe Hall was a very direct guy. He had a great skill at analyzing the issues that he was confronted with and blocking out a course of action, which he then pursued to conclusion.
Joe Hall also had a passion for community service. He spent a lot of time thinking about what the local community needed and how it could be done. As such, there was hardly a pause in his activities after he retired from Kroger. He merely rechanneled his energy into civic endeavors, such as becoming a co-founder of the Cincinnati Redevelopment Corporation. As president and investor, Joe Hall started the trend of major downtown urban renewal in Cincinnati with construction of the Fifth Third Center. He also served as chairman and president of the CDC, the Citizens Development Committee for Cincinnati, and as chair of the Economic Development Program for Cincinnati. Joe was energetic to the end, playing golf in the 80s well into his latter years. Walking out of his office on Friday evening, June 2nd, 1978, Joe called out, "See you Monday, God willing." God had other plans. After playing golf Friday and Saturday, he lay down for a rest and quietly departed this life at the age of 78. The citation on the honorary Doctor of Commercial Science he received from the University of Cincinnati sums up the life of this former newspaper boy, entrepreneur, and corporate leader. It reads in part, Joseph Bates Hall, an imaginative business executive, active contributor to the advancement of his community, and model citizen. Tonight, we salute his vision, his good deeds, and his hard work.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of very difficult acts to follow, but we were all very, very proud of my father. I do have here in the audience, and they're going to kill me for saying this, but I have 4 granddaughters and a grandson and a great-grandson. We'll put the light on, where's that table? Right over here, where they forewarned. I'm not going to make you stand up. I just wanted, it was a beautiful job Ed Johnson put together. Casey O'Connor's and Mr. Dillon contributed very well to the film. And Joe Head, who was Dad's lawyer for many years. We appreciate all of that. I do want to add one thing personally. I was married for 53 years to a wonderful redhead. And she found out she had MS at a rather young age. And I'm telling you this for a purpose. When my father died, I discovered among his papers that he was a member of the National Council of Multiple Sclerosis, which my wife had. I never knew this when he was alive. That's the kind of a guy my dad was. And we thank you all very much for honoring him here tonight. Thank you.